Okay, good morning, guys. I am Mr. Kanan. I am the l- lead for entertainment design and digital animation. Now I'll talk about entertainment design. Okay, entertainment design as in brief, yeah. What it is, the specialization is for catered for for any form of entertainment. Uh, of course, it's famous for game art. It's famous for animation. Yeah, animation sectors. It can go for film. It can go for motion graphics and so on. So the idea for entertainment design is mainly it's about creating the concept, which can be in 2D, 3D form and translating it and visually communicating with the audiences accordingly via your artwork and so. Yeah. So I'm just gonna bring this a little bit out. Okay. So here we've got a couple of modules, core modules in entertainment design, where you will be looking at character design, game art. You've got anatomy and character sculpture, vehicle design, uh, environment design, digital matte painting, and what else? Yeah, and that's about it. Yeah. So you've got about six subjects inside our modules, core modules here. All right. So what does it do? So here we'll look into a lot of conceptualization, where environment design, of course, you're creating the set for any form of visual representation of your idea, where you have to do a lot of you have to refer to a lot of references, whether it's going to be cultural design and so on and so forth, and apply not just on artwork that you're doing. It has to make more sense where it has functionality, and so this is where you will take in all the informations that or the practices that you have already done with design principles or the previous years that you have done with the layout design and so on that you have done before and apply it in here. You are also looking at cinematics, you're looking at in-game processes and so on and so forth. Okay, so here I'm just narrating it in a very brief session. So what happens with all these artworks? So all these artworks is not just an artwork that you just want to draw. So you want to have a purposeful drawing, a meaningful and a believable drawing which you can relate to, and it has a purpose which means it will solve something and it will be catered for some sort of a production. All right. When we say production, it has a value, and those values can be obtained by having all this information put together and then mold it into an artwork, which will have a unique selling point. And how do we obtain unique selling point with all this is by also instilling the research, yeah, that we have done, whereby like you're looking at cultural design. What is cultural design in it? Proportional, uh, options that you're looking at, and so on and so forth. Okay, so there's a couple of varieties that you can look at if you're looking at entertainment design. It is not specifically for game art, so be very clear. So game art is a part why we have game art, because game art is a medium where it can be diversified to multiple channels. Yeah. So in game we have the designing by itself, the concept designing by itself, towards moving towards the merchandising, to moving towards the illustration, moving towards the animation and cinematics, filming, and so on and so forth. Okay, so can you see is a product that we are looking at? So when we are looking at product, so it has to have a huge diversification by just one concept leading to something bigger, a collective component which can be utilized in many sectors. Right. So entertainment design is a huge thing. Yeah, it is fun. So you want to create some sort of dystopian world, perhaps, or even realistic, semi-realistic, or whichever themed work that is relatable. I believe that you guys have already played games before and watched a lot of cartoons and movies, for instance. Yeah. So when you have watched all this, it every products, yeah, let's name it as product, yeah. Every product or output that you're looking at will be will have its unique selling point by not just drawing. Okay, so the hobbies who's drawing, that's great, but now you have to package it in Tara so that it is now able to be built and able to be produced as a product. Am I making sense? Yeah. So as you can see, these samples, all the samples will be related to some sort of, it is related to all this, cultural design, the structural design, as you can see, the architecture of it. Yeah. So it's not so big, but I'm just showing you, really quick ones. Yeah. I don't want you to, um, you know, get locked into it too much. But yeah, so all this you can see anatomical study, all this is a research. As you are doing research, you are studying and you are first, extracting information and applying it and then understand. Whilst you're applying it, you're understanding what's the purpose and so on and so forth. Yeah. So yeah, and also, when you look at vehicles or namely vehicle environment, these are the main things that you're looking at. Yeah. So vehicle character and environment, these are three main components you're looking at. Yeah. And vehicle can be used in any form, like in for cartoons, like if you look at Transformers and so on, it has a lot of vehicles. If you look into Overwatch cartoons, I mean, cinematics. You can look into mechas, you can look into Voltrons and so on. So there's a lot of vehicle design involved in it. Even the movie Mortal Engine by itself, it's vehicle driven, and so in here you're looking at how does a vehicle make sense, yeah, to be built when you have all these cut-ups and so on. So in here you're looking at the mechanism, you're researching on the mechanism, you're researching on the other components that you are embedding into your concept so that it makes it more unique rather than having it so man-made, like a car. All right. So that's in a nutshell, it's about studying or finding those uh, filling up the gaps that has been left over, and how do you want to integrate to your concept? What are you trying to integrate, and where do you want to focus more? Yeah, as one. So design is, as you all know, it's a purpose. So this purpose can be solved with the fair amount of research extractions, yeah, uh, correlated to the research that you're doing. So it is not, stagnant with something. So you can have it with the practice-based research where you can apply it, and then it can help you or give you a value to build something. Am I making sense? So this is practically what we do. So again, when you have like an idea, it is not just an idea. You just can't just draw and then say, hey, this is what I have. You still have research is very thorough. It's very, very important. No matter what, you will have to do research and you will have to find those, information to be channeled into your concept. Yep. So in a nutshell, this is it. This is practically the overview of entertainment design. It is very fun. Yeah. So you may have all of you or each individuals will have their own likings, whether it's going to be a cartoon, whether it's going to be an animation, cartoon, both is quite related. So animation is more so looking at how serious it's going to be, how is it for adults and so on. You have to understand the demographics and so. psychographic of the demographic. Who are you planning to target? Yeah, how do you want to reach to your target group? Yeah, and so on. And yeah, you how do you package it all together? So yep, if you have to watch movies, you have to watch animation, whether it's going to be cinematic animation for game cinematics, whether it's going to be and short clips of animation, whether it's going to be an opening sequence for launching, whether it's going to be a series, TV series, and then multiple forms of animation and so and then yeah, you have to play games, of course. Yeah, please play games. If you're going to go into entertainment design, you have to be well aware with all this. So watch, play. Yeah, you have to play in order for you to boost up the interest and inspired by what is there out there, and then try to reach to that level. So games, there are multiple types of games, varieties of games. Each games requires different approach. Yeah, some have similarity, some has very stylized, some is very, very realistic, some is very casual games, and so yeah, even a board game, so physical games, and so there's so many things that you can explore in here, and those can be a part of your can be something uh, initiate your researches and so yeah. So you have to play in order for you to experience. Your experience will then lead up to a better research understanding of what you really want to do in a way, and then it will then promote or build those confidence in you to further expand your application of this research to your concept, and it will make it more you know meaningful towards the end of your portfolio compilation. Yeah. So yeah, you have to do all this. Please don't just not look at just WhatsApps and so on and so forth, or Insta or any other form of things. Go and do research on artists, and so you have to get to uh, your art station, all these portfolio sites, art station, Behance, and so everything that you're seeing, you must start looking at from the from an open mind and get inspired with what they have done in the industry, understand the industry. Job opportunities, when you get in here, you are not limited to just game. So yeah, you can get into any job in the industry, in the creative industry, whereby you have to, look into those job requirements first. Yeah. So anything that has a form of concept, how they put it together and then make it into a piece of, ideation where it can be read and it can be communicated well enough, and then it reflects best with the product, then you can get in there. Namely, you can look at character artists, you can look at environment artists, you can look at props artists. Yeah, you can look at character artists not just for games or for animation, for mascot, for multiple sectors of anything that requires character. Environment can be for game environments, animation environment, even if it's a children's storybook. If you want to do children's storybook, yes, you can. It is very art driven. It is also a form of art. You can get into assets for animation, TV commercials, yeah, film. There's so many options out there. It's not just limited to games. Vehicle can go with vehicle games, of course. Yeah, animation, of course. Even TVCs, which is TV commercials. It can be a promotional video, product design, and so on. Yeah. So in a nutshell, this is how entertainment design is all about. A lot of drawings, a lot of research together with drawing. Yeah. And then, yeah, bringing up the concept design, not illustration alone. Okay. So that's that summarizes the entertainment design. Any questions? Okay, no questions. We'll leave the questions later. So that's about it for entertainment design. Okay.
I think there's a question. There's a question.
Sorry to interrupt, guys.
All right.
I meant to be one recorded video. Maybe we take the questions later. Thank
Okay.
you so much. Sorry, I didn't explain that earlier. So once we have this video done, we can reuse it in the further semesters. So let's so this video, maybe we
Yep.
can just take in all the briefing first for the introduction of both specializations. Then we will take on questions. Thank
Yep.
you.
Did you can stop the recording for this first?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Hang on.